Have you ever wondered how wine is made? This enticing elixir, often associated with joyous occasions and fine dining, has a history as rich and complex as its flavor. Wine has been a part of human culture for thousands of years, dating back to the earliest civilizations. In fact, the earliest known winery was discovered in Armenia, with archaeological evidence suggesting that winemaking could be over 6,000 years old. Wine wasn't just a drink for our ancestors, it was an integral part of their lives. It played a pivotal role in religion and community, often used for ceremonial purposes and as a symbol of affluence. From the ancient Greeks to the Romans, to the French and Italians, each civilization added their unique touch, refining the process and introducing new varieties. So the next time you sip on your favorite wine, remember, it's not just a drink, it's a taste of history. The magic of winemaking begins in the vineyard. This is where the first whispers of the wine's character are heard. You see, each grape variety carries its own unique profile, a symphony of flavors waiting to be unlocked. But the grape is just the beginning. The climate too plays a crucial role in shaping the wine's personality. A hot, dry summer might produce bold, robust flavors, while a cooler, wetter season could result in subtler, more delicate notes. Then there's the soil, the vineyard's canvas. It's in this earth that the vines sink their roots, drawing in the minerals and nutrients that will ultimately influence the wine's character. The interplay of these elements is what gives each bottle its unique identity. When the grapes reach their peak ripeness, they're harvested. This is a delicate process, a balancing act between timing and nature, ensuring each grape is plucked at just the right moment. With the grapes harvested and ready, it's time to head to the winery. Now that we have our grapes, it's time to crush them. Crushing is the first step in the long journey from grape to wine. This is where the magic begins, as the grapes are squashed, releasing their juice, skins, and seeds. The mixture, known as must, is then ready for the next stage. Pressing, the next step, is a delicate process. It's all about extracting the juice while leaving the skins and seeds behind. In traditional winemaking, this process is done by foot. However, modern wineries use mechanical presses for efficiency and consistency. The result? A beautiful, rich grape juice ready for fermentation. Now, onto fermentation, the stage where grape juice transforms into wine. Yeast is introduced to the juice and it gets to work, feasting on the sugars and converting them into alcohol. This process can take anywhere from a few days to a couple of weeks, depending on the desired style of wine. During fermentation, the temperature and speed are closely monitored. Too hot, and the yeast could die. Too cold, and the fermentation could stall. It's a careful balance, requiring the winemaker's constant attention. Once fermentation is complete, we have what is essentially a young wine. However, it's not ready for bottling just yet. This young wine, also known as nouveau, is a raw, unrefined version of the final product. It's still got a journey ahead, and we'll explore that in the next scene. Young wine is often harsh and unbalanced. That's where aging comes in. Wine, much like us, needs time to mature and develop its unique personality. This process is nothing short of an art that takes place in the heart of a barrel, often made of oak. Oak barrels are not just storage vessels. They're like a second home for the wine where it develops complexity and character. The choice of oak, whether it's French, American, or Hungarian, influences the aroma, flavor, and texture of the wine. The oak imparts subtle flavors of vanilla, caramel, and toast, while also allowing for the slow ingress of oxygen, a process known as micro-oxygenation. This slow dance with oxygen is crucial. It helps soften the tannins, those bitter and astringent compounds that can make young wine feel rough and unready. The oxygen interaction also amplifies the wine's aroma and flavor, making it more complex and enjoyable. Temperature and humidity play a vital role too. Winemakers are like meticulous artists, constantly monitoring and adjusting these conditions to ensure the wine matures just right. Too cold, and the wine ages slowly, retaining its youthful characteristics. Too warm, and it ages rapidly, risking losing its freshness and vibrancy. Aging is a delicate balance, a waiting game, where the winemaker must know when to say when. After months or even years of aging, our wine is almost ready to be enjoyed. But there's still a final stage to discuss before we can pop that cork and pour a glass of this artful creation. The final step in the winemaking process is bottling. After the wine has aged gracefully and reached its peak, it's time for it to make its way into the bottle. This is not simply a matter of pouring it in. There's a meticulous process involved that ensures every drop retains its quality and character. Before the wine is bottled, it may undergo a final round of blending or adjustments. This is where the winemaker's expertise and palate come into play. They'll sample the wine, deciding if it needs a little more of this or a bit less of that, to achieve the desired balance and complexity. It's like a chef adding the final touches to a gourmet dish. The bottling process itself is a balance of science and art. The wine is typically filtered one last time to remove any remaining solids, then carefully transferred into bottles using a process that minimizes exposure to air. This helps to preserve the wine's freshness and prevent oxidation. The choice of bottle and cork is also crucial. The bottle not only serves as a vessel for the wine but also contributes to its preservation. Dark-colored glass is typically used to protect the wine from harmful UV light. The shape of the bottle can also reflect the style and origin of the wine. Now, let's talk about the cork. This little piece of bark plays an essential role in preserving the quality of the wine. It allows the wine to breathe but not too much, maintaining an ideal balance between letting in a minimal amount of oxygen while keeping out harmful elements. Once the wine is securely bottled and corked, it's labeled with care, telling the story of the wine, where it's from, the grape variety, and the year of harvest. It's then boxed and ready for distribution. And there you have it, from vine to bottle. That's how wine is made. The journey doesn't end here though. The real magic happens when the cork is popped, the wine is poured, and it's savored by wine lovers around the globe. So, to summarize the winemaking process, it all starts in the vineyard with the careful cultivation of grapevines. Harvesting the grapes at their peak of ripeness is an art form in itself, a delicate dance of timing and intuition. Next, the grapes undergo crushing and de-stemming, releasing their precious juice and beginning the fermentation process. This stage transforms the sugars in the grape juice into alcohol, creating the base for our beloved wine. Then comes the aging process where the wine develops its unique character and complexity. Whether in oak barrels or stainless steel vats, this stage is where the magic happens, and the wine matures and evolves. Finally, the wine is bottled, sealed, and prepared for distribution. But the journey doesn't end there. Often, wines continue to age and improve in the bottle, reaching their peak years, sometimes even decades after bottling. Each bottle of wine is a labor of love, a testament to the art and science of winemaking. So the next time you pour a glass of wine, take a moment to appreciate the journey it took to get there.